Work is broken, and so is the way you think about it. Host Laurie Ruettimann is picking up the pieces so you can take control of your career, put yourself first, and be your own HR. With the Let's Fix Work podcast, here's Laurie.
Hey everybody, Laurie Ruettimann here. Welcome to a bonus episode of Let's Fix Work. Just this week, I listened to a podcast because it's the end of the year and I'm trying to catch up on my backlog. And I won't share the name or anything really specific about the show, but the host normally talks about webinars and marketing. Could be anybody. But this week, she talked about being chubby and losing weight and the shame she felt about appearing on her webcam and doing video. I love it when podcasts are confessional and brave. It inspires me and it makes me want to tell you all of my secrets. And I want to hear all of yours as well. But something about this episode was definitely off. There was authenticity, yeah, for sure, but in a highly produced way, especially as the show built to the crescendo. And the podcaster at the very end gave us her affiliate-driven recommendations to lose weight and live the life that you want. Now, Oprah is Oprah because she makes money and she's a capitalist. And I don't mind when podcasters try to sell you stuff. In fact, I want to sell you stuff in the future. But the show veered from authenticity to straight up marketing in a way that was really jarring. And it kind of broke my heart because I was down for the ride. I have been gaining a little bit of weight. Many of you know that I'm a marathoner, and every February I climb up the John Hancock building in Chicago. I will include a link to that, by the way, in the show notes because I'm looking for donations. I do that because I want to raise money for lung health. So I am a very physical and athletic person. But about 8 weeks ago, I had my gallbladder out and I have not run a lick since that gallbladder surgery. And right now I'm sitting between 125 and 130 pounds, depending on how many cookies I've eaten. It's the month of December. I have eaten a lot of cookies. In fact, many of you know I make snickerdoodles every December, and I'm going to include that recipe in the show notes as well because that's my Oma's snickerdoodle recipe, and it is delicious. So I was kind of into a podcast about marketing and webinars that was talking about weight loss because, you know, that hits all my buttons right now. I'm interested. And the host had some really good tips at the beginning of the show. She plans her meals. She eats until when she's full and no more than that. And she's exercising, which is the core component of a healthy life. But then, probably 3/4 of the way into the show, the truth bomb drops. She's not just losing weight and exercising. She's meeting with a life coach. A life coach. Let me repeat that. A life coach. Of course she's meeting with a life coach. Everybody's got a life coach these days. And not only is she meeting with a life coach weekly or monthly, I don't know how often it is, there's also a mastermind group. Now, do you know what a mastermind group is? I didn't either until a few months ago. A mastermind group is very trendy. So if you want to do anything in this world, be a singer, open up a froyo stand, be a yoga instructor, you can join a mastermind group where you pay a monthly fee. Maybe it's $79. It could be $979. But you get on a call with a bunch of people, or maybe it's a video chat, and the group itself generally holds one another accountable. And the head of the mastermind group, that life coach, they do a little coaching, but it's generally peer-to-peer support. And it's brilliant because if you're the coach of the mastermind group, it's a light lift. You don't have to do a lot of work. In fact, I want to start my own mastermind group. I don't know about what yet, but it's like such an easy way to make money. The interesting thing is that the coach of the mastermind group often belongs to his or her own mastermind group, where she is getting peer-to-peer support and someone is sitting on top of that community making money. And what I'm really describing is a pyramid scheme, or less judgy. It's more like an ecosystem. But again, the most money accumulates at the top. I don't know, man. That just bugs me. It really bugs me. And some people are living the affiliate marketing dream, and that's fine. They've got more cash flow than I do. And I don't know, maybe I'm jealous. I shouldn't be so judgy, and good for this podcaster and good for everybody else. But the podcaster made a throwaway comment that really stuck in my ears. She said, and I quote, everybody needs a life coach.
Before we move on, I need to let you know about my friend Mark Pfeffer and his show, People Tech. If you're looking for the latest on product development, marketing, funding, big deals happening in talent acquisition, HR, HCM, that's the show you need to listen to. Go to the Work Defined Network, search up People Tech, Mark Pfeffer. You can find him anywhere.
Let me say that again for all you fine folks out there. Everybody needs a life coach. Everybody needs a life coach. One more time, just so you hear me say it. Everybody needs a life coach. And I was like, what? Everybody needs a life coach? What's that all about? I'm not really sure about that. I'm not sure about a lot of this. Everybody needs psychological safety and love. Everybody needs access to good food and decent health care. And I think everybody deserves support and kindness and empathy. But a life coach, I don't know, maybe. Athletes have coaches, all right. But sometimes I think we say life coach when we really mean friends. People need friends. And we say life coach when we mean therapy. Everybody can probably use therapy because people are hurting and we don't get out of this life unscathed. But everybody needs a life coach? I don't know about that, man. I think we don't go to therapy because therapy requires us to go deep, like subterranean deep, and think about our core identity and be okay with the fact that we may never be okay. And we might always be broken, and we might always be chubby, and we might always have issues with our parents, and we may always disappoint ourselves. But none of that matters, especially the part about being fat and chubby, especially if we're of service to other people and we're doing the hard work of staying connected to our own individual truth and purpose and core wants and core needs. No life coach is going to tell you to get quiet and to think about all the hurt and the pain and to go deep and understand why it happened. And most therapists can't get you there because it's terribly difficult work. It's the work of a lifetime. It is impossible for some people to get in touch with fears and patterns and then to connect those fears and patterns to hopes and dreams. But the work is important and the work is valuable. And no life coach is going to help you break free from self-limiting doubts. Maybe they will superficially, but they're not going to help you break free from the doubts and the fears and the patterns that accumulate over a lifetime. That work, the work that most life coaches want to tell you that they can do, but they never do, that work is solitary. That work is quiet, and that work is crucial, but that work is done alone. It's done by you. The work of living an authentic life where we're happy with ourselves and we treat our bodies and our souls with kindness. Yeah, that doesn't happen in a mastermind group, and it barely happens in a relationship with a therapist. It happens in our hearts. It happens with self-reflection and introspection. Now, I applaud anyone who reimagines a relationship with food and starts moving and exercising and eating well and preparing nourishing meals that are meant to fuel the body and the soul. I love that. And I love it because eating well and moving, that's going to help you achieve big goals in this world. But I stop at the moment that anybody tells me that I need a life coach. That is an ambiguous phrase that means nothing. If you want to do anything in this world, be your own life coach and take the money that you would apply to a life coach and hire specific experts who can help you achieve measurable results in your life. Be your own life coach. I can't say that enough. Be your own stinking life coach and fix what's broken within yourself in those quiet moments that you would never admit to anybody in a Skype phone call. Be your own life coach and do the hard work of fixing yourself in 2019. That's my goal for you this year. And spend your money that you would spend on a life coach on doing the important things that are going to make you happy and live an authentic life. Now listen, everybody. Happy New Year. Be safe. I love you guys. And thank you so much for your support and your good wishes with Let's Fix Work.
If you're ready to make a real change in your workplace, start today by number 1, subscribing to Let's Fix Work on the Apple Podcasts app or iTunes or Stitcher or Android or wherever you listen. Number 2, write a 5-star rating and review. And number 3, share it with a friend, colleague, or coworker who you think would enjoy our episodes.